Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center, and welcome to a feeling that surpasses everything, a feeling of joy, excitement, anticipation, and things you can't even really describe. A feeling that moves in, moves out, but is really always there, even as you go about your day-to-day activities. It's a feeling of newness, but bigger than that. It's a feeling of the indescribable, even as we try to describe it, connected to the magic of this life, the magic of who you are, magic and miracles, and an awareness of something that you've always known, of how everything works, of who you are, where you've come from, and how magnificent you are. Many of our broadcasts may not have thousands of followers, but that's because we're so far ahead. So if you're listening in the present or near future, you've connected to the wisdom and the magic and the clarity of something that hasn't quite settled into the human entity. It may be years before it's fully able to be taken in, or it may never be taken in. It doesn't matter, because we're delivering something that comes from inside of us that we were led to deliver. No strings attached. So we don't have to follow anyone. In actuality, they're following us. So as usual, I'm going to share the things that have come to me to share. There's a feeling of calmness and harmony and balance always reigns supreme. There are many levels of awareness that are existing in this grand plan, but by simply being you, you are doing your part. Beyond that, let these 7 things be your guide. If you are compassionate, compassion herself will come and sit by you and eliminate your insensitivity. If you are loving, love himself will come and make his home with you and separate you from your not love. If you are wise, wisdom herself will come and give you counsel and take away your ignorance. If you are peaceful, peace herself will come and be your companion and remove your anxiousness from your life. If you are accepting, acceptance herself will be a part of your essence and take away all judgments that you hold. If you are patient, patience himself will sit with you and dissolve all of your reactions. And if you are lighthearted and mischievous, lightheartedness and mischievousness and mischief themselves will come into your field and take away all your seriousness. That grand moment. There has been a moment that has been set aside in the place where there is no time, a moment when you will truly know yourself. And in that grand moment of revelation and in that grand moment of expanded awareness, nothing will be the same. This moment renders all that you may be focusing on as obsolete. It is not actually obsolete, but because you have changed so much in that moment, everything that you think will change. Therefore, everything will be new, making what you knew before seeming obsolete. The importance of what you may have been focusing on will now seem less important as you begin to form a new reality that contains what was brought forward by this grand moment of the discovery of yourself. These grand moments can happen many thousands of times a day, but sometimes there's one that takes you to a recognition of yourself and your reality that is so profound that you truly feel that you have become another person. When this happens, and it will happen for each one of us, things like doubt and worry will leave because they can no longer exist in your new reality. And most importantly, you will feel the ending of your mightiest foe, that one known as fear. Without fear, your reality has no problems, for fear is the root of all so-called problems. Fear is ultimately a system of programs that have been constantly updated since our birth. It uses the power of our subconscious to factor in every data point of our circumstances into the program. And from there, it builds a model or a case for the fear that you are about to experience. This happens in the blink of an eye, for your internal computer, your brain, can make those calculations faster than any computer that there has ever been. And your subconscious mind picks up the output, and in the time it takes to blink your eyes, builds a case for our fear. When you first arrived here in the physical plane, you only knew eternity, infinity, and divinity. You knew this was a playground of experience, and fear was not a concept in your reality. There was no such thing as fear. All that you knew was the opposite of fear, which is love. But with each passing day, the program would be loaded, and you would begin to feel this feeling that you hadn't ever felt before. It caused you to pause and stop your free, spontaneous movement upon this incredible playground of experience. It limited your freedom, and with additional upgrades every day, the walls of the playground started to close in all around us. The first time you fell and bumped your head, you felt pain that you had never known. And because of the belief system of all those around you, the computer got its first piece of data, and your subconscious began to go to work. It was simple at first. Just don't fall and bump your head. But you never thought from don't. And you had never felt this feeling of negative anticipation within the members of your body. Once this moment was established, the programmers could begin to do their job. By using every form of communication that was available to them, they would begin to tell everyone all the bad things that could happen to them unless they followed the prescribed prescription. Don't. Don't eat certain foods. Don't drink certain liquids. Don't bump your head. Don't, don't, don't die. For death wielded the big stick to enforce the will of fear. But most importantly, they said, don't remember and don't know who you are. Don't know that you are spirit and you are immortal and impervious to all don'ts. Yes, you have a body that can be affected by this physical plane and its rules such as gravity, but it is you, the spirit, that can overcome, change, and repair that body. And if it doesn't adhere to your authority, you can just go and get a new one. I know this may be hard to take in, and to live this way may seem impossible, and maybe you have chosen to experience this fear-based reality for a purpose that I do not know. But if you are struggling and searching for another way, this may be that other way. It is my intention to simply pull back the curtain on the mechanism and machinery of fear, something that has ruled every life on earth. You do not need to fear. Fear is the opposite polarity of your true nature of love. And one day, in that grand moment of the discovery of the true you, you will know that this is true. We are waiting and watching all the negative entities and energies finally being starved and suffocated by the great light of this new vibration. All of their sources and streams of financial riches being pinched shut by that very light, leaving them in utter fear for the first time in their lives. But while I am watching this happen, I turn my attention to the magnificence of this one that we call a human being, you. Those that have suffered under the power and control of those that have chosen greed over kindness, power over equality, and fear over love. Those entities and those that have aligned with them will be shipped out or returned to the ocean of infinite expressions of source. Not because they have done something bad or wrong, for we all have done many things bad or wrong, if you want to use that standard of measurement, but because it is time to end, for whoever would choose it, the world of polarity, where fear and love are at a constant war with each other. We will now have an opportunity to try love, for this is what we have all desired, and now it is time. You are far more powerful than you know, but one day soon you will know this too, for the lightness that you will begin to feel as the heaviness of fear is removed from your field will bring you to the remembrance of who you are, the knowing of what you are capable of, and now the doing or changing what you see needs changing. In the movie The Matrix, Neo was downloaded a kung fu program into his consciousness. He woke up from the downloading session and he said to Morpheus, the leader of the mission to regain sovereignty and freedom from the machines, I know kung fu. And Morpheus said, then show me. He took Neo into a kung fu dojo and he said, this is a sparring program, similar to the program reality of the Matrix. It has the same basic rules like gravity. What you must learn is that these rules are no different than the rules of a computer system. Some of them can be bent, others can be broken. Understand? Then hit me if you can. Morpheus beat Neo in their first round of sparring, and he said, how did I beat you? Neo said, you're too fast. Morpheus said, do you believe that my being stronger or faster has anything to do with my muscles in this place? You think that's air you're breathing now? And then Morpheus, with great forcefulness, said, "Let's go again." Then he said, with a knowing that can be only felt, "What are you waiting for? You're faster than this. Don't think you are. Know you are." He said, "Come on, stop trying to hit me and hit me." Neo's skill and speed went beyond the level of the program, and he, after a blaze of movements, threw a punch that stopped inches in front of Morpheus's face. They both looked at each other, Morpheus with a look that said, "He got it," and Neo with a look of, "Holy shit, I am capable of far more than I ever knew." Neo, like us, had to remove the heaviness of the fear that he had taken on up until this moment. But Morpheus, like those who are in our life and know what we might be too afraid to know about ourselves, knew what Neo was capable of and knew that Neo was the one. And when Neo came to knowing that for himself, he changed the world. Therefore, I am like Morpheus, knowing what you are capable of and telling you that you are the one, telling you that you are awesome, amazing, magnificently bright, knowing all things, one with all things, the source of all light. Don't you know who you are? Don't you know who you are? Don't you know who you are? Don't you know? The new vibration is here, and it is coming to allow everyone the opportunity and the choice to return to the awareness of that nature of love. The vibration itself cannot overturn your sovereignty, authority as a divine spiritual being, so everyone will still have a choice as to which awareness or which reality they will live in. This vibration has an endless number of flavors, and each is sharing or delivering the flavor that has come to them. Everything from strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla, all the way to the exotic flavors like mint chocolate chip, butter pecan, and my favorite, rum raisin. Once again, it is through Antaria that all the flavors will come, for it is from there that we are delivering the information to ourselves. You see, Antaria is the greater ecosystem that Earth resides in. It is not visible, even though its massive size engulfs the Earth. It is where we have gone back and forth from, for it is our home before this new Earth home, and it is the place of pure perfection. So as you listen, she will give you access to all that is coming for humanity within this new vibration, for we are at the threshold of something that's never been before, and everyone in their own way is feeling it. You are beautiful, and only the heaviness of fear has shrouded your beauty. Now all are separated from the program of fear and given the power to love all without conditions. And now that great moment of discovery will have the freedom to come forward, allowing you to truly know who you are, and you will change the world, and you will never be the same again. Cheers to us all as we begin to boldly go where no person has gone before. Are you ready? Then here we go. To the new world and beyond. Beam me up, Scotty. I took a trip out to Ontario. I took a trip while sitting in my chair. I took a trip onto Ontario, and what I saw was all of you were there. In the quiet place of stillness, the great ship comes into view, for the vibration used to see it has been pouring into you. I took a trip out to Ontario. There's so much beauty there for me to show. I took a trip on to Ontario, a special place that one day we'll all know, where all your heart's desires can easily be yours, where the thoughts you have while you are there come into physical form. Beauty, beauty, indescribable beauty. There's no need to work to live. Follow your passion, follow your joy, and you'll be free to give. You took a trip out to Ontario. You took a trip while sitting in your chair. You took a trip on to Ontario. And what you saw was all of us were there. Yes, what you saw was all of us were there. I leave you with a big smile and joy and that feeling again. As we trample fear and become who we truly are, lighthearted, free, happy, and magnificent. Thank you for joining me. And as always, thank you for listening. I am David.